Welcome back to Living Local. Our next guest is a clinical psychologist, author, and keynote speaker, and we have the pleasure of talking with her today about her new book called Step Away: The Keys to Resilient Parenting. Welcome to the show, Dr. Kate Lund, in this segment sponsored by Influencer Press. Dr. Lund, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
So give us some background on yourself and why you decided to become a clinical psychologist and author.
Certainly, yeah. So I'm a clinical psychologist, and I have been doing this work for more than 20 years. And I honestly became a psychologist because I had some struggles with some medical issues back in my childhood, and really learned what it was to be resilient, move through and beyond challenges. And I knew that as I moved through school, that was where my passion lay and where I wanted to go professionally and what I wanted to help people with.
All right, so let's talk about your new book. What can people expect from your book?
Absolutely. So my book is for parents, helping them to build resilience within themselves and thrive within their own unique context. So the book is written through my lens as a kid struggling with medical issues, my life as a mom to 18-year-old twin boys, so that perspective over time, as well as my 20 plus years as a psychologist, and brings together those lenses along with case studies and very actionable tools that we can use to modulate our stress response, build strategies into our day-to-day that are going to make us as resilient as possible, such that we can thrive through challenge.
Okay, so how does that go along with families? And you talk about resilience, as you mentioned just now, and also in your book. What does that mean for families moving forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so what it means is that as parents, we can model what it looks like to be resilient for our children. We can, in essence, show them that it's okay and normal to have challenges, but that we can get back up and move through and beyond them. So that's one of the big things that comes through in this book. You know, as parents, we're not going to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. And that's an important reality to model for our kids, in addition to showing them how we're able to circumvent challenge, and then in essence how they'll be able to do the same as they move through life.
So most people are just really overwhelmed, just daily even, but they don't talk about it. So do you think there is more maybe going on under the surface?
Well, there's so much happening out there. There's so many expectations for us as parents, for our kids. Overwhelm is real, you know, leading to burnout. And really what we need to help folks do is to manage their stress response at a very sort of baseline level. We don't want folks starting the day in a place of high stress. We want them to start in a more modulated space, such that when a stressor hits, they can move through it, sort of ride it like a wave. And in the book, there are numerous strategies that show folks how to do that.
And you also work with athletes. What kind of challenges do you see with athletes?
Yeah, I see lots of very similar challenges, but really athletes who are, you know, really working against themselves because they're not meeting their expectations the way they think they should. So we want to try to take those shoulds out. We want to help athletes to also start in that modulated space so that they can go into competition with a clear mind and move through and beyond the challenges that they're inevitably going to face in the game or on the field or likewise. So, you know, my work with athletes is really very similar to the work I do with parents and, you know, other folks, really helping them to maximize their potential by managing their stress response.
Okay, so what do you hope readers take away from your book?
I'd like readers to take away a set of actionable strategies and tools that they can apply to their own lives in a way that works for them. Because ultimately, there's no one size fits all in parenting. There's no one size fits all in how we're going to maximize our own potential. So this book is an actionable manual, so to speak, that parents can take with them and refer back to as they're coming up against different situations.
All right. Do you have any tips for people watching at home who maybe want to improve their mindset but just don't know where to begin?
I think the first and foremost step that I would recommend is finding a way that works for you to manage your stress response, to start your day in a level space, whether that's through mindfulness, exercise, a call to a friend, a walk around the block, finding a way for you that works such that you're starting the day from an even space and you're not in an emotionally charged spot at the beginning of each day. That's the most important advice that I can give.
And where can folks find your book?
They can find it on my website, www.katelundspeaks.com, as well as available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are found, really.
All right. Well, Dr. Kate Lund, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Again, this segment was sponsored by Influencer Press. For more information, you could go to katelundspeaks.com. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com. More Living Local continues after the break. Stay with us.